Hey everyone, welcome to Versus. Hope you had a very good weekend. It's time to talk Mortal Kombat 2. Lots of Hollywood news, and everybody's here. Let's go around the horn. Oh, you're muted, Steph.
Crap.
Oh,
Hi,
no.
Steph. I'm Nerdy Hope. Happy to be here.
How long have you been doing this? Come on.
All right.
Blaine from Criticless.com. Also very happy to be here.
That's great.
Dante from Verbal Riot, man. I'm ready to talk about some fatalities, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat, not quite a flawless victory, but awesome nonetheless.
I'm Elaine at Nerd Cookies. Glad to be here.
And love the new avatar. That's
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah.
Super cute.
We were late. I don't want to make excuses. Let me just take responsibility right now.
Oh,
and
no.
I apologize.
Too soon.
Won't happen
Too
again.
soon.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for the late start, but this only happens quarterly.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh no, Alan. We're in trouble. Oh my God. Hey, let's go to the news everyone is talking about. The box office.
Right.
This is going to be the whole show, I guess.
Sorry.
Box office this weekend was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, very much a surprise.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 1, The Devil Wears Prada 2, followed by a new movie, Mortal Kombat, coming just behind it. And Michael Jackson is still hanging in there. Cheap Detective could not... made a little bit of impact against Mortal Kombat. Billie Eilish, we all love her, only 7 million. Super Mario Brothers, Project Hail Mary, Hokum, Deep Water, and Animal Farm rounds out the top 10.
Well, I'm happy to see the Sheep Detectives in there. That movie is a surprise. If you saw Animal Farm, were disappointed, or were thinking about seeing it, the better option is the Sheep Detectives. It really, and I'm so happy to see other people like come out and say, I just saw this movie, complete surprise. And it's one of those that you would think it's for kids. And yes, kids can enjoy it, but there's so many deeper layers to it. And it's also, if you like a good murder mystery, a murder sheep wrote, as it were, which was the title on our thumbnail, go check it out. Strong recommend. But Mortal Kombat 2 did not do well. I would say it underperformed, even though it did beat Michael, just barely, by the way.
The international is super low, too.
Yeah. This movie, and does it have to do with maybe the first movie? Did anyone even see that first one?
Yeah.
Was on,
Yeah, I don't remember it.
It was not good at all.
It wasn't good.
I'm actually not surprised by this at all because, look, first of all, even just in video games, fighting games are kind of niche. So most of the people going to watch this are probably fans of the game, but people who are even fans of the game didn't like that first movie. So I thought it would do a little better than it did, but I'm not completely shocked that it only did as much as it did as well. Like, I knew The Devil Wears Prada would probably beat it just because it's on fire right now. It's only its second weekend. I had a feeling it was going to, beat it out. I personally enjoyed Mortal Kombat. I'm sure we'll talk about it more later, but I had a feeling it wouldn't be everybody's cup of tea.
Well, for those who saw it, let me just share something really quick, and then we're going to get people's opinions. Now, it's gotten mixed reviews. I think I enjoyed it as a fan of the games, but I think it's a lot better than this.
Prepare yourself for the most advanced ever. New Line Home Video presents the world premiere of Mortal Kombat: The Journey Begins.
Oh my God!
Direct-to-video animated is
Wow.
the largest selling.
Look at those graphics, man.
Mortal Kombat has generated
That was like
$1 billion
groundbreaking.
in revenues.
Yeah.
Now it continues its trend-setting legacy with Mortal Kombat: The Journey Begins. Give millions of kids what they've wanted because Mortal Kombat, the animated video, is suitable for viewing by the entire family. Travel to a mystical realm with the characters that made the MK video game so popular. Join
That's how it made it popular.
Animation, man.
Johnny Cage
Yeah.
as they battle the forces.
All right. What did everyone think? This is a direct-to-video animated VHS tape from the 90s. What did you guys think of the movie?
It was dumb fun.
Yeah,
Turn
it
your
wasn't
brain
perfect.
off. leave it at the door and just go in and enjoy the fights. Don't think too hard about it. If you think too long and too hard about it, it's not going to work out. I had a good time, you know, at the screen, at the theaters with it. The audience seemed to be into it. So yeah, it's the kind of movie that you want to, you know, watch one time, have a good time with it. You'll probably never watch it again after this. But it was a lot of fun, you know, and I'm kind of looking forward to see what they're going to do again. I'm interested in the third one, you know.
I had a lot of fun watching it. I will say I liked it a lot more than The Devil Wears Prada 2. I had so much fun watching this movie. I really didn't like The Devil Wears Prada 2. I thought it was garbage. This one was a lot of fun. I've played some of the Mortal Kombat games, and I like them. I've never really followed the story though, so I don't have any like background information as far as that's concerned. But I loved this movie. I thought it was so much fun. I had all of the characters were really good. The story was fine. Like it wasn't. It's not like this movie was going to challenge me intellectually or anything like that. So it was really fun for what it was. I would watch it a second time. Honestly, I would go and watch it and see it again. Because it was a good popcorn flick. I liked it. If word of mouth gets out for this movie, then, you know, and I think that it could possibly help it. I think that a lot of people were kind of intimidated, like, well, let's just not waste my money on this just yet. Let's see how people like it, and then I'll go and see it at the theater. But
word of mouth did get out.
Yeah, right.
Word of mouth got out that it's not a Johnny Cage movie; it's a Katana and Jade movie.
It is a Katana movie. Yeah.
So I wanted a Johnny Cage movie, but it's a Katana movie.
That's how they advertised it.
Yeah,
they're in love too.
Yeah, I look. It was dumb fun. It was just dumb fun. I woke up that morning, man. I worked out a little bit, went to In-N-Out, popped a few gummies, man. I went and watched that movie and had a great time, dude. Like before anyone says that my judgment is off on this. I am a hardcore fighting game like junkie, dude. Like I've been in the fighting game community since like 2007, man. And I've been playing Mortal Kombat since '92. Okay, so I am a hardcore Mortal Kombat fan. I have had every game on every system since that game came out. So, as a hardcore fan, I it's not a perfect movie by any means. There's a lot of things I would have changed about it, but here's the thing: the things that they got right, they got right. The fight scenes were great. I love that fight with Liu Kang and Kung Lao. It was just goofy fun, man. Like I didn't take it serious. I was just happy that it was better than the first movie because that first movie was shite. I did not like the first movie at all. But I love the setup. I even love the inside baseball stuff where if you don't know the game, I love the fact that they threw Shinnok's name out there. They had his amulet, which was like a whole core part of the storyline. Shinnok is a big character, by the way, guys. And the fact that he's going to be in the next movie, well, if there's a next movie, I mean, this movie didn't do well, but I enjoyed it. I had a really good time with it, man. It wasn't perfect. The script was all over the place. I completely agree with Badger. I love Katana. She's like one of my mains in the game. Like I main her in the game, but it should have been, honestly, it should have been more of a Liu Kang movie, but
it should have been more of a Liu Kang
Urban in for Johnny Cage, man. You got to let him shine, right? And he had a great moment with Baraka, which I really liked, but it was just fun. That's it. It was just dumb fun.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I was bored. I think the only fights I liked were the Liu Kang fights. Everything else was, I'd seen it before. It wasn't that special. The Katana and Jade stuff was like, I've seen all this before. It's nothing groundbreaking, which something needs to be groundbreaking when you do this stuff. And then the lore, I'm just wasn't into it. It just didn't. It had very little depth. The idea that his fortress is impenetrable except for this tunnel underneath that we can all go through.
Well, that happens in the game too, though.
But I will say, after I told this story on Friday, but after seeing the movie, went to the restroom. Father brought his 2 young kids in there. Father asked his kids, who's your favorite character? And his youngest kid says, Johnny fucking Cage. and then afterwards he goes, Dad, this is the best day of my life.
Hey, you can't beat that, man. Come on.
That's the
response
man.
you want.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of the only one that's going to really poo on this thing. Like, I mean, I gave it a 50% on Criticless, but like I left the movie theater with just the biggest meh. ever. And I mean, this was like my 5th most anticipated movie of the year. I was extraordinarily excited. I'm an OG Mortal Kombat player, been playing my whole life, but it was just this thing. It felt like they just, I was so distracted between the bad writing, the bad acting, the bad editing, the bad music. Like, it was just like everything was just subpar for me. And so, and it felt like so many of the performances were just kind of phoned in to where I was so excited about Carl Urban playing Johnny Cage. And even with him, I'm just like, dude, this just feels so meh. And I know that some of that was how they wrote him, but I'm also like, did they just Last Jedi freaking Johnny Cage in this movie? Like, is he the washed up old man that's getting upstaged by freaking Katana, who's going to be the hero of the day? And it just, it got a real eye roll from me by the end of it. And since seeing it now, I've progressively liked this movie kind of less, partially just for the fact of like what a roasting that Mario got from some folks, but then this same movie, which has a lot of the same types of shortcomings, is getting praised where by some. Now, not everybody, and I'm not speaking for everybody here, but I'm just saying a lot of the people that were bashing the hell out of Mario for basically like, this is just fan service. We now have this movie, which stands alone on nothing but fan service and Kano. They are the only 2 people for me that kept this movie alive. And so I'm like, man, like what is it that these folks that were like just hating on Mario so hard didn't see the exact same thing here?
Or they hated Deadpool and Wolverine and called it slop, and then they're glazing this.
Right.
It's like, well, how the fuck is this not slop?
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's where I'm struggling.
I'm wondering if it's because they're just not as invested in the Mortal Kombat lore. You know,
I mean, who is
that's
invested in
what
Mortal
I'm
Kombat
wondering.
lore?
I am.
I don't know. And
Yeah,
plus, like, I
me
didn't.
too.
Yeah,
There's no
I
Lord of
liked
the
the
Rings.
first Mario movie better than the second one.
No,
And
Well,
this is what I
and this
call.
one-
I'm sorry.
like,
This is
the
what I
Mortal
call a
Kombat
shut your
movie was
brain off
good.
movie, man. You just shut your brain off
Yeah.
and have a good time with
Yeah, that
it.
was the only way I
Because
could
here's the
see the
thing.
movie.
I knew going in, I guess my expectations were pretty low because I hated the first movie, and I wasn't sure about this one, so my expectations were low. I enjoyed it for what it was.
You know what? I
Well,
had
and
no expectations for this movie. Maybe that's why
That
I
helps.
enjoyed it.
And I didn't hate the first movie. Now, I hated the like Cole, and making the movie about Cole was stupid. We didn't get the tournament, but at least like I felt like there was a markedly big like drop down in quality of the making of this film compared to that one.
Yeah,
Like
they
what I was
spent
talking
more.
about with this script and acting, whatever. And I'm like, that's a pretty bad deal considering that it wasn't exactly like phenomenal in that first film, those elements. So it just, for me, I think maybe my expectations were too high, and that is part of it too. And I think one of the moments when I really checked out was when Liu Kang, like, and I guess we're in spoiler territory to some degree here, but it's like he gets stabbed and just flies up into the sky, and he's like, "This isn't my movie or my series. I've realized it." And you're just like,
that's so,
"What the?"
yeah.
He is
That was
ascended.
so. I was like, what?
He ascended to like elder god status.
I
in the
know, but
games
it's
too.
just-
But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know, but in the way that they handled it in this, and for him being so sidelined in this movie already, I'm just like, hold on, like, what are we doing? And so that also, it was kind of where I checked out. But and I don't know for any of you guys, but for me, maybe I'm used to just Carl Urban putting in like such just energetic performance for this. Maybe it was how the character was written, because he wasn't written great and he's just the washed up old man. But I'm just like, this almost feels like he's phoning it in too, because it just feels so meh.
I mean, his final move. I mean, come on.
Yeah, yeah,
The
we did get
windmill.
the windmill, bro.
Yeah,
No,
I kind of wish they didn't go with the washed up Johnny story, because Johnny Cage is supposed to be like arrogant. He's supposed to be full of himself. He thinks he's the best actor in the world, even though he's not. Like, I wanted that Johnny, and to get that Johnny, they needed to cast somebody younger for that.
Yeah.
But that
unfortunately,
was
they
the
cast-
only character arc really in the movie, and that's why they had to cast
Right.
and tell the story that way. Which, you know, again, who cares about Mortal Kombat lore?
Yeah,
Combat fans.
I think
mean,
Mortal
that's-
Kombat fans, but I do
Right.
like Johnny Cage's arc. He starts out as washed up, and then he becomes the vision of himself that he is in the movies. And plus, I did love that scene at the convention where you could hear on the loudspeaker, the cosplayers and YouTubers will be doing signings.
Oh yeah.
That was great. I thought,
But it's funny
I
that
like that stuff.
it's funny that when you describe Johnny Cage's arc like that, it's very similar to Captain Marvel's. It's the
Right.
finding yourself, finding the power within you.
Yeah.
It was in you
Right.
all the time.
But his was at least like the fucking original Mortal Kombat's in 95. They're still very much the action movie star, where 20 plus years later, that shit is played out. So like it made sense in that context.
Right.
But yeah, it would have been nice if he had whatever. I don't know how
but
they
the
would have
thing-
rewritten
The
it.
thing that made the movie less, in my mind, was there was 25 minutes of trailers because we saw it at AMC before, and there was the trailer to the Street Fighter movie, and people went nuts in the theater because it was packed. That movie looks way better.
I know. I'm
That
yeah.
looks
Yeah.
way better.
This
Exactly.
movie's edited to hell. I'm sure there's
Dude.
another movie in there. There's so
Yes.
many. It's like, wow, that was an abrupt trend. All of a sudden, they're just talking.
Yeah.
What happened to the introduction?
Yeah,
So clearly,
I
there's
agree.
a bunch of footage left. Probably all Johnny Cage.
Do you think
Yeah.
they delayed it and tried to fix it? And when I say fix, I mean re-edit.
There's two
'Cause
movies
it was
here.
supposed to come out in
There
October.
is.
There's Katana and Jade and her fucking redemption and all of and her avenging
their
her
love
father and all
affair.
that. And then
And
there's
Jade
the
is
Johnny
terrible.
Cage
Jade
movie.
is terrible. I will agree there. I didn't like Jade at
Well,
all.
Tati Gabrielle, she was always going to be a red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kano and Cage were the best. I would take a movie of just Kano and Cage doing things.
Buddy cops
Yes.
or buddy
Yeah.
buddy
Yes.
movie road
Yeah.
trip. Yeah, that would be
One 100%.
I mean, the fan service, like as far as like again, the entertainment value comes in the fights, right? Like the Scorpion and Noob Saibot fight, I thought was really good. Obviously Liu Kang and Kung Lao. It wasn't a perfect film, and as a fan of the franchise, I think that it could have been a lot better. But at the same time, I didn't feel like I felt like, look, it's better than what I thought it was going to be. I had a good time with it because I just let it go. I just turned my brain off. The guy who plays Shao Kahn, I think, did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
he did
sure. And even the things that happened with Cole Young, I'm not going to bring up because that's a big spoiler. But even that felt a little redemptive, considering I hated that character in the first movie.
Right.
So I felt like he was better in this movie for the short amount of time he had.
From
There's
what
a
I've
lot
seen,
to
I
like
think
about
Street
the
Fighter
movie.
will be the better movie.
Oh,
I do.
absolutely.
Did you
Yeah,
like
there was a lot to
cameo?
like about this movie. I think there's a lot of fun to be had if you just go in with those expectations. If you walk in thinking, I did walk in thinking this was going to be even better than maybe the last movie. I thought, okay, this is they're gonna win the audience back. But yeah, it was good enough. But I wish they had a better story. Because I was
Yeah.
just enjoying the fatalities and the fights and all of that stuff. Fatalities were great, man. It's
The
like horror
fatalities
movie
were really
level.
good.
Yeah, it was horror movie level stuff, and I enjoyed that. But I mean, I just wish there was a better story. I wish they didn't dog Johnny Cage's story out in favor of Katana.
It should have been
the thing
Johnny
that kinda- I
Cage
think-
that beat Shao Kahn.
Yes.
Yes, that was the thing
That's
that
what I'm saying,
bummed me
there's
out.
two
the most.
movies,
But at the
so-
beginning,
Yeah.
from the way the movie started out, you knew exactly how it was going to end.
And it's so fast paced. I had a hard time giving a shit about anyone. The Sonya
Right.
actress is just not a great actress.
No.
Right.
Like Urban
Jackson
is
Grady.
intentionally doing a stilted fucking American accent. Like he's at least doing something. Sonya's just not a great actress, unfortunately.
Did you like the Ed Boon cameo in the bar?
Oh, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
like-
that was good.
Well, at least for a modern audience, you can say the movie is really diverse because the game was diverse in the 90s.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
very accurate to the game, at least in the character
Yeah,
design.
gender race swapping, any of those?
I will say
Right.
one thing that
Yeah,
really
yeah.
bugged me a lot though in this movie was the sidelining of Raiden. I was like, really?
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I get it, right?
Yeah.
But nah, I didn't like that at all.
Yeah. They don't know what to do.
I think one of the other struggles here too is tone, and I don't think that they just knew what to do with tone. Whether it's going to be like Street Fighter's, like this is going to be hammy as shit and goofy and over the top, right? And in this movie, it seems like there's a constant struggle because even when you pair in the score for this movie, which is weirdly like operatic and just didn't elicit anything from me outside of the couple times where they wove in the old school Mortal Kombat song from the original film. But like outside of that, the tone just felt off to me, so that like when the jokes were landing, partially due to editing and whatever, it's just like the music wasn't there vibing with it to where I'm like, I feel like this is silly or I feel like this is serious. It's just tonally, it just didn't quite know like if it wanted to be hammy. And I'm like, you need to lean into the ham if your writing's going to be this damn bad. Like we need to really lean into
Yeah.
it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let's any other final comments or fatalities for Mortal Kombat 2?
Yeah, I will say I am kind of genuinely surprised it's not doing a little bit better. Like
Yeah.
and I get maybe word of mouth or something, but like I really thought, considering there's not much in the theater right now, that this would do better than it's doing right now.
They should have released it in October.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what they did for the months in interim, but I still see people complain about the effects, even though I thought they were fine. I think they just kept fucking with it. They just kept editing it, and that's probably to their detriment.
And real quick, just want to say hi to people and remind you to go to shop.filmthreat.com. We've got these special Star Wars shirts, Star Wars inspired shirts, the Indie Strike Back. And right here, Flawless Victory, our game collection. We've got Super Mario shirts. This is modeled by this is one of our interns. What's his name, Alan?
It's Tim.
Tim, the intern, modeling that. A Mortal Kombat 2 inspired shirt. That's, I think, Jeff. And then we've got a Street Fighter inspired shirt modeled by
Hector.
Hector. So there you go. So go to shop.filmthreat.com. All right. Before we go to comments, real quick, want to just say, treat your mother right, and want to say a belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. So if you're a mother, maybe your kid, this is a little message for all the moms and the mothers here. A little short message from someone you may recognize.
Well, you're so ugly, your ears stick out to get away from your face. Well, your mama is
Hold it, wait a minute. Don't bring anyone mother into this. She ain't here. If it wasn't for your mother, you wouldn't be here. So remember, when you put down one mother, you put down mothers all over the world.
I miss the 80s, man.
Oh, Mr. D.
Treat her right. Treat your mother right. Treat her right. Treat her right. Treat her right. Treat your mother right. Treat her right. Treat her right.
Mother, there is no other like mother. So treat her right. Mother, I always love her. My mother. So treat her right. Treat her right.
Treat her right. Treat your mother right. Treat her right. Treat her right. Treat her right. Treat your mother right. Treat her right. Treat her right.
Oh.
Mother, there is no other like mother. So treat her right. Mother, I always love her. My mother. So treat her right. Treat her right.
All right, that's from our friends at the Found Footage Film Festival. Check that out. They post a lot of fun, weird videos, but
all I have to say is you had to be there.
yes,
Because that was awesome back in the 80s.
The Coke was entirely new.
It was never awesome. Stop
love
it.
it.
That was a corny
You would go to
thing.
nightclubs and dance to that.
The cartoon,
Corny
the
then, it's
Mr.
corny
T
now.
cartoon
But
was
it's a lot.
amazing. So good. He built his whole career after Rocky 3. Clubber Lang, man.
Clubber Lang.
What a
B.A.
great
Baracus, man. That's the guy.
Yeah.
One of the best Rocky villains, actually.
Yeah. But let's go to your
WrestleMania 2. Yeah.
chat comments and questions. There's a bunch, and let's go Badger.
Andrew Cram gifted one Film Threat membership. Shout out, Andrew.
Andrew, thanks so much.
The 1A train for 20. Because on Friday, Chris reminded us to send super chats. Also, does the panel like pulp or no pulp in their orange juice?
Ooh,
No
too
pulp.
soon.
No pulp.
What? I like pulp, but what's
love
the
pulp.
orange juice thing?
It's
Is it-
What are the
is
oranges
it
used for?
in under 3
Orange
hours?
juice.
Who knows?
yeah.
I mean, what are oranges for?
Yeah.
Thanks, 1A train. Appreciate you. That's very generous. Thank you.
Not another name for 5. Off topic. Watched Terminator Salvation today and was pleasantly surprised it was not a total horseshit. I'm just watching that
That's
last
a good
night.
movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Just watching that
The
last
the
night.
ending is a bit faulty there, but overall really good.
With Salvation, the one with Christian Bale?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not awful.
Yeah. Had you removed the Marcus character, it would have been way better.
I agree.
Hembry Jeremiah for 5. Does Devils Wear Prada? Oh, does Devils Wear Prada justify a third film with what it's going to make? And do you think they're going to do it? Oh, they're already doing a third one.
They have
the
to.
third one.
Yeah,
they have
Second
to.
one's
That's-
terrible.
Yeah, but as long as they wait 25 years, I'm good.
no, that's to say they're on a biological countdown.
Is there
now
enough
before-
Botox?
Yeah.
Meryl
Oh,
Streep will
know.
be well dead
Yeah.
by that time.
I gotta say, everyone in that film looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the faces were frozen.
Did they
Yeah,
emote? Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, think about that. 20 years.
I mean, Anne Hathaway and Emily Blunt are gorgeous. So I mean,
Yeah.
They just
Andrew
can't
Cram?
emote anymore.
For another 5. Thank you, Andrew.
thanks, Andrew.
Eric Stratton, member for 40 months. The Criticless score for Sheep Detective is averaging in the 90s. Some giving hundreds.
Wow.
Hi, Blaine. I
I
hate your
do wanna see
heavy-handed
that.
Mr. Mom review.
Oh,
Wow.
I did
Oh,
just
man.
review Mr. Mom. I was wondering if people were going to give me crap for that.
It was of its time.
It was
I
of
remember
Exactly.
I
That's
remember-
exactly what I said.
at the time thinking, this guy's playing Batman.
Right.
No.
well, that's why everybody had a hard time with it, man. Because Mr. Mom and all these other movies, it's like that's Bruce
Multiplicity.
Wayne. But he did a good job.
Yeah.
But then he did Clean and Sober. It was Michael Keaton's only serious movie. And that's when people were like, okay, he could be Batman.
Now he only does serious moves.
Right.
The Last Boy Scout, shout out, became a member. Did it himself.
Hmm.
Appreciate that.
Brawler, box office brawler for 199. Hey guys, what's the best mother/son story in film?
Did you not invite Box Office Brawler to the show?
Yeah, box office brawler. What's yours? Other son films.
Don't say The Blind Side, man.
Oh, come on.
I mean,
That movie was some
you would
bullshit.
have an answer?
I don't know.
Actually, yeah, I have one. Mask with Eric Stoltz and Cher.
That's a
Oh, I
good
got one.
That's the best
Terminator
mother-son
2.
movie.
Oh, you took it from me.
Uh,
That's
Terminator
exactly what I was
2.
going to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that actually is. 'Cause I'm thinking strictly mother and son. Yeah.
Here you go. Forrest Gump.
Was it though?
I mean,
Back to the
Mama.
Future.
Now I'm I can think of a lot of father-son stories. Can't think
Right.
of
Yeah.
Oh, here's one. A Manchurian Candidate.
That's
Oh,
good.
I got one. Psycho.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's a
There
good
you
go.
father-son
gosh.
story.
Well,
Yeah,
I
also-
vote for Terminator 2.
Yeah. That's
Norman
probably-
Bates loved his mother.
He sure did.
Thanks, brawler. You should
Dr. Gordo.
You need to come on the show one day.
Member for 35 months, Dr. Gordo. Shout out.
Thanks, Dr. Gordo. There we go. Hey, there's a movie that's coming out soon, and we will talk about it on this show. But they screened a week ago, they screened The Mandalorian Grogu, the first 25 minutes. Did anyone here see it?
No.
Okay.
I do have my tickets for it, but I did not see it. I don't want to be spoiled by all the amazing things I'm going to get to see.
Well, you're going to see a lot of them. So they screened it, and the reactions, I don't know. What are the reactions? It's from the Hollywood Reporter here. Let me share this story, and let's take a look. Do you have notes for this, Badger? I don't know.
I have, are they ditching? Did Mark Hamill? Yeah, not for specifically this one.
Okay, well, why don't we just read through it? But from the Hollywood Reporter, Mandalorian and Grogu first 25 minutes draws strong fan reactions. I'll scroll down. Here we go. Sorry, Badger.
The verdict, the film's opening was really strong with some extended action that particularly benefited from the IMAX format. Several noted that most of what has been shown in the trailers and clips was taken from these first 25 minutes, suggesting writer-director Jon Favreau might be holding back some big surprises from the latter portions of the film. This would be on brand. Favreau convinced Disney to entirely hide Baby Yoda from the Mandalorian marketing until after the first episode dropped. If there's a recurring negative point, it's that the film struck many as feeling like an elevated version of a TV show rather than having the grandeur of the Skywalker saga films or looking as good as Rogue One. Given that the movie is based on a TV show, that's likely to be expected. Then they have
Here's a sample of the comments, and here's some of the comments. This is not Alan or I or anyone here. This is on social media.
The 25 minutes felt like a first episode of a new season. It's also great to Mando kicking ass on an IMAX screen if you're only going to see once in theater, do IMAX. Sound and scope of the opening action sequence was great. Ludwig's score was fire.
And I'll just say, at the screening I was at the AMC Universal at City Walk, they had a whole thing set up where they were like filming people's reactions out of the theater, and they're using that in commercials. I had an opportunity to do that, and I abstained. So I did not have my
They wouldn't have used it.
They would not have used it, I don't think. Anyways, doesn't matter. But some of these other reactions.
I really liked what I saw. It has vibes of the original trilogy. The action looks great, especially in IMAX. The plot sounds interesting, and there's a mystery at its core that caught my attention. I'm really excited, said Filoni. The opening scene deserves credit. It's genuinely cool. The CGI still needs some polish, but if the film keeps that momentum, it could easily turn into a hit. I wouldn't say I didn't like it, but something felt off when the opening credits rolled. It didn't quite feel like a Star Wars movie. It came across more like a streaming TV film than a big screen experience. Overall, I enjoyed what I saw and will be seated to watch the rest on May 22nd.
Before you go on, let me explain that comment, what he means. The credits of the movie, the opening credits, were like a TV show, where they were like, they would flash on the names of actors. They've never done that in anything Star Wars that I can recall, where the cast kind of outshines, like Pedro Pascal. It was just like an episode of the show. The other thing is this, having seen those 25 minutes, which were kind of boring to me, the reason it was boring was this. I'll try to explain. When George Lucas was coming up with the story for The Empire Strikes Back, he knew the audience would not believe that Darth Vader would kill Luke, or that Luke would be in peril because he is the star of the story, and no one would believe that Luke is ever in danger because the story's about him. You're not going to kill him. So he made the main conflict of Empire is not whether Luke survives, it's whether Luke will turn to the dark side. And that could happen. And so that was where the tension is. That lightsaber duel at the end of Empire, that Darth Vader is toying with Luke. He could kill him. That's not what it's about. It's about turning Luke to the dark side. In this movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu, they're not going to kill baby Yoda.
Well, maybe he'll turn to the dark side.
And nothing's going to happen to Mando. What is the story? So there is literally no real thread or threat to the characters. Therefore, it comes off as kind of dull. Let's keep reading the... you can go back and look at old interviews with George Lucas talking about crafting the story for Empire. And that was like, they're not going to kill Luke. It'll be boring. We have to do something else. So anyways, some more of these comments.
Din Djarin is arguably the coolest he's ever been, and Grogu is as always adorable as always. While the movie stakes aren't the highest, a lot of what the trailers show is from early in the film, so hopefully we'll get some fun surprises. Someone else saying very entertaining. Hopefully. Reminds me a lot of season 1 plus the OG Star Wars trilogy in terms of story structure and feel. Action is massive. The Hutts have a huge part, and I can't wait to see the rest. And then finally, if you love the show, as I do, I am positive you will love the movie, just based on what we saw. It looks like the show, of course, but there's an elevated quality to it, with more polished visual effects and atmosphere. Mando is still basically Star Wars John Wick and isn't aiming for the leg when taking out bad guys, so there's no saturation for a family audience in that regard. Grogu is still adorable and fun, so if you expect him to be like Yoda in Episode 2, you're looking for the wrong movie. Overall, I got some of the old Star Wars feelings back, and I would have stayed for the whole movie with no complaints if they let us. I don't know if it will reverse a lot of soured Star Wars fans, it won't. And some will surely complain no matter what, but who cares? For me, it's nice to be back in a galaxy far, far away with characters I enjoy rather than enduring the new ones I don't.
How much did
he
guy
gets
get
his
paid
gift back
for
from
that?
Disney.
For real.
Yeah.
What do you guys think, having heard this, and what are you anticipating?
That last comment was like, I'm so happy to enjoy mediocrity. Yay.
Right.
Yeah, even their praise.
It felt like a publicist wrote that.
I
It
didn't
feels
hate them.
meh. Their praise just seems like the most meh review. Like, if you like the show, you'll probably like. I don't know if this is what they're paid to say. I don't think they're really selling it very well.
They're not at all, considering they're saying like it's just like a TV movie, or it's just like a TV show, but on the big screen at a movie theater. That I don't pay to go and see a TV show.
The biggest problem they're going to run into is the fact that, again, people are doing better shit with AI than what we're about to get in the theater right now.
We just had Project Hail Mary too. That was elevated. It wasn't pandering to children. It was an intelligent and great story with a similar dynamic there. And this is just a glorified cash grab. They haven't been able to get a movie out despite 10 plus announcements of one. And it feels like this just being pumped out just to save face a little bit.
And every hook is from a Dave Filoni project. So if you want to know like what the hook points are, it's going to have Rada the Hutt from that first Clone Wars movie. You remember the baby Hutt, right, Rada? And then the bad guy's going to be Imbo. You remember Imbo, the bounty hunter from the Clone Wars? And then, well, don't worry,
a lot of
Zeb
people
is gonna
don't
show
remember
up.
them because
You remember
a lot
Zeb,
of people didn't see
motherfucker.
Clone
No
Wars.
one remembers because they didn't watch.
Right.
That's the point. Like, all the hook points are from the animated version.
Filoni is so out of touch with the fan base now. He is he really seems incredibly narcissistic when it comes to his portion of the Star Wars or his contributions to Star Wars. That's the only part that matters now.
But it's his universe now.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest.
Yeah, so more of that incoming.
This is Favreau's movie, right? It's his movie. You know,
I'll say that I've only seen like the first 14 minutes. That opening, I really like that opening sequence. It reminded me of Indiana Jones. You know, you have that exciting opening sequence that leads you into the rest of the movie. And then when I've seen of the rest of the movie, it was like, okay.
Yeah, but see, that's all it is. It's like action set pieces, right? It's cute.
That's what it should be, actually.
Well, I mean, should it be? Is that what Star Wars was? Just a bunch of action set pieces? I mean, you're in the Star Wars universe. You're not in the Indiana Jones universe. So why are we doing this? You know, make a Star Wars movie, but they don't seem to be able to do that. They don't give us stakes we care about. Nobody cares about what's going on in the Mandoverse. Nobody cares what's going to happen next. You know, we just got cute baby Yoda and action. And that's
Babu Freaks. Don't forget the little Babu Freaks.
Babu Freaks. Oh my god.
What a horrible baby. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Filoni only wants
and
to
baby
focus.
Greedo, don't forget.
Filoni only wants to focus on Ahsoka. He doesn't give a shit about anything else. So again, the fact that they showed 25 minutes of a movie shows they have zero faith in it. They have.
I think they have a lot of
25 minutes of a movie before it even comes out.
Yeah, no, I'm going to challenge that. I think they do have faith in the movie. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done it. They wouldn't have exposed them like that. And then on top of that, Chris and I are seeing it Thursday, sooner than every Disney movie we've seen for the last 3 years.
I think they were forced to make the
appears
movie.
like that they have some faith in this.
I don't know, man. To
They're
show
letting people
25
talk about it.
minutes of a movie is wild.
Does it feel like Favreau? Like, does it feel like one of his movies, or does it just kind of feel like more of what he did on early Mando?
From what I saw, like I said, the action set piece in the beginning, yes. After that, it was just like a TV show.
Okay.
You know, he meets Sigourney Weaver, and then we have a present for you, and it's a new ship.
Okay, so here's a question that I was thinking about the other day. So when there's a new Star Wars movie that comes out, like when The Force Awakens came out, all of that was based on the hype and the nostalgia of the original films, right? So you expect that kind of movie to do well. This movie is literally based on a TV show that not everybody watched. Are they really expecting it to do well? And especially since that show shit the bed the last season.
It's not just that show, though, Dante. It's the last 5 years.
Oh, no, I know. But I'm talking about normies,
and nobody likes any of this crap.
Right, I'm talking about normies. Would normies see the Mandalorian and be like, oh, yeah, I want to go watch that Star Wars movie.
Exactly.
Right.
But see, that's my point. That's why they released the first 25 minutes. Nobody has seen the TV show, and so you got to generate some excitement for it. So the hopes
Yeah.
is that you see the first 25 minutes, you get excited, and then you'll tell everybody, "Hey, this looks great. Everyone should go see it." That's the marketing plan right there.
But how many people have Disney Plus and haven't bothered to
Exactly.
watch any of this shit?
If this had come out after season 2
that's
of
why they're
Mando and
doing what they're
Grogu,
doing.
that would be
Right.
something different, because that was
Yes.
like all peak hype that they've had with Luke
Yeah,
coming
everybody
back and
was
destroying all the Dark Troopers. But then they put out Boba Fett and Kenobi, and like it's the 3rd season of Mando, and it's done. It's done.
Their confidence may be misplaced, though. They may have this idea in their head, like from Filoni again, who's out of touch with the fan base or just storytelling in general. He just likes to smash action figures
And no one to
together.
tell him no.
And he thinks that's fine. And he's probably really confident that that continues to work. And I don't think they even realize that this is not going to go well. And it feels like just reeks of desperation at this point. Now, when Project Hail Mary was coming out, they released the film pretty early, or for screenings, those early screenings. And you could tell that was true confidence. And then the reactions coming out just overwhelmingly positive. And it didn't seem like it was, contrived or manufactured, or some of that probably was, but the volume of it, you could definitely tell that there was something worthy to see.
I just want a cameo from either May or OSHA.
Well, Alan and I may have seen the first 18 minutes, which we saw at
somewhere in there.
CinemaCon, but here we have right here a scene from the movie. You ready? This is now when this scene comes on, you can go to the bathroom because you've already seen it. So here we go.
Contracted just to show his face.
Priceless on the black market.
But what's even more is knowing we have changed you.
How do Hutts have sex?
Other cloacas match up together, and they get these little things.
The outcast who are letting an enemy see your face.
Not if you all die.
Oh my god.
It will bring us ecstasy to watch your strong spirit break.
They don't even pay attention
my
to their
God.
own.
That was so
Well, I'm sold.
boring.
I want.
Yeah, what?
Out of here, man.
I am sold.
How basic
Wait,
is that
let's see
dialogue?
what fans-
They just dropped this clip today.
Star
right?
Wars fans,
So,
you're not going
dude-
to want to miss this in IMAX.
We just saw the preview for Mandalorian and Grogu. I have not been this excited in a long time.
It was incredible to see Star Wars back on the big screen.
There's no other way to watch it, no better way to see it. It felt like being 11 in the theater with my dad.
And it also just
I feel like I'm
reminds you
being
why you fell in
gaslit.
love with Star Wars in
Right.
the first
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, you are being gaslit.
That's the sign of influencers.
And
Oh,
it just never stopped. Everything about it was so much fun.
It's truly a Star Wars movie for the next generation.
I can't wait to come back time and time again.
This is the way.
The force
I
is
see
with you
chat.
now.
I feel like I want to go on.
Yeah, Hutts do
TikTok and
speak
look for all
English.
of those people.
Which is called Basic. If you actually watch Clone Wars, he has like a very lispy gay Hutt. And talk like this.
Oh, I remember that guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, they speak Basic.
He talks like a Southern dandy.
Yes.
Oh man. I have I see no hype from anybody outside of social media. Nobody's talking about this movie. People are aware of it and they're just like, what is it? I don't care. That's what it's going to be. It's just,
The influencers
it just
trying
seems like
really
it's gonna-
hard though.
Do
Yeah,
people
those
even
influencers are
remember
trying really hard.
the thing with the helmet? Do people even remember why he couldn't take it off?
Because his
then
sect
they had
of
to
the
explain
Mandalorians were the Death Watch, and they were an offshoot that were zealots. That's not true for Mandalorian. You can take your fucking helmet off. That was just that group. And then
Yeah.
in the third season, he bathes in the waters of Mandalore and becomes an
That's so
actual, factual
weird.
Mandalorian. So it's not. He's not losing any honor by having his helmet removed.
So, but they have to explain it. That's
I
why
don't
that
even think
point
they're
of that
going
scene.
to,
No,
but
they
yeah,
do.
they're
That
not.
we,
Oh, they
we,
do. It's so bad.
You've shown your face now. Then we've
Yeah.
against your Mandalorian creed. Not if you do. So that's the whole
Not
point.
if
why
you are
that's-
dead.
So it's Lucha Libre they took that from.
Well,
You know, there was a time when a Star Wars movie was like printing money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Printing money.
Well, Force Awakens, Last Jedi.
Yeah.
$1 billion.
Yep.
Well, $2
Gotta
billion.
destroy the money
Force
printer.
Awakens. That's what.
Yeah.
That was the
Have you-
potential.
Have you guys, tickets have been on sale a few weeks,
I got mine.
and I went to get them. There are plentiful. It's
Plenty.
not
Yeah.
like, I mean, I might see it in Screen X in Burbank because I haven't seen a Screen X movie there yet. And I don't know,
Yeah, they shoot for Screen X now, which is pretty neat.
Right. But what are you guys? Has anyone rushed out to get tickets? Badger, like,
Oh no, I'm gonna get them that day.
yeah, I don't think you'll have.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll have a problem.
Yeah.
Mine wasn't excitement. I just want to make sure I get my special seat that has like the bathroom right there.
Oh
Yeah. I'm planning on taking at least one of my kids because I need to get like an outside perspective of like what a kid is going to think coming into this movie, because I know whatever I'm bringing in is going to be biased as shit at this point. And I've asked them because they were inundated with all the Grogu stuff for their entire life, because my kids are, the oldest one's 12. So it's like all these years that this show's been out, it's kind of been through their life. And I'm like, do y'all care? Like, you had all these Grogu toys and stuff when you were a kid and whatever. And they're just kind of like,
Man,
I'll go see
that
it
was
if you
something we
take
did as
me.
kids, Dad.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
what is
right.
this thing like? 350, 400? What do we think? Wait, that's the. I'm talking about the ceiling. Like, how high can it fly?
This is cheaper than your average Star Wars movie.
Will it
Man,
make
even
more than
350
Tron
what does that
Ares?
mean?
Probably
It
100,
was cheaper
200.
than the Acolyte season 1.
I think it was like 166 was the budget.
Yeah.
That's pretty
But for
low.
marketing alone, what do you think?
Yeah,
I mean,
marketing.
they spent
Yeah,
$10
they had
million
that
on the
Super Bowl
Super Bowl
ad.
ad.
Remember the Super Bowl
Yeah, they're
ad?
spending a lot of
If
money
it
on
hit
marketing.
$1 million on that.
If it hit 350, I would be surprised.
All of these
Yeah,
influencers, they have to.
Is
You know,
350.
pay.
I think 350 is the ceiling.
Yeah,
myself.
350 is
I
the
think that's as
ceiling.
high as it's getting.
I think so.
450.
That would be insane.
That would nah.
Hey, you've heard a rumor. Is Star Wars quietly ditching the sequel trilogy? And I'll tell you what my theory is on this. But we've got notes for this story. This is all over the place too. This is from Just Watch.
Wow.
I can't believe Just Watch picked this up, but I have a theory about this. Badger, if you would.
For longtime Star Wars fans, rumors and online discourse have become almost as constant as the franchise itself. Claims are currently circulating that Disney is quietly moving away from the sequel trilogy, but the idea doesn't hold much weight financially or narratively. While projects tied to Ben Solo and Rey remain uncertain, most discussions are still rooted in speculation rather than confirmed plans from Lucasfilm. Despite the backlash surrounding the sequel era, its impact on fandom culture, romance-focused storytelling, and fan fiction remains undeniable. The sequel trilogy is described as uneven, but filled with strong ideas and compelling characters. Star Wars: The Force Awakens is praised for having solid foundations, while Star Wars: The Last Jedi contains some of the trilogy's best moments. Most criticism centers on Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, especially the return of Emperor Palpatine, a twist viewed as unearned and damaging to the trilogy's larger story. The possibility of eventually retconning or reworking that storyline is presented as a way to strengthen future narratives by focusing more on characters than convoluted plot devices. Characters like Rey, Finn, Poe Dameron, Kylo Ren, and Snoke are all seen as having the potential for deeper, worthwhile stories.
You forgot Rose
Rey's-
Tico, by the way.
What?
Rey's journey, rather, in particular, is viewed as strongest before the revelation tying her lineage to Palpatine, while earlier theories connecting her to figures like Obi-Wan Kenobi feeling more natural and earned. While some fans rejected the ways the sequel trilogy expanded ideas surrounding the Force, those changes are framed as opportunities to explore the galaxy in new directions rather than reasons to abandon the era altogether. Social media and fandom culture are also blamed for amplifying negativity, misinformation, and harassment around the franchise, making it harder for audiences to simply enjoy the universe. Even if the sequel trilogy is less popular than other recent Star Wars projects, that doesn't erase its importance within the canon. Quietly phasing it out would ultimately make little sense for the future of that franchise. And I disavow everything I just read, by the way. That was painful.
I don't think they're going to get rid of the sequels. What they are doing is simply de-emphasizing them. Sequel merch doesn't sell. OT merch does sell, and prequel merch, and that's what they're leaning into. It's as simple as that. They're not erasing it. They're just like, we know what sells. This is what sells. And don't be surprised if they come back with some sequel-inspired film or a Rey-centric feature or series or who knows. But for now, they are de-emphasizing it. What do you guys think?
I mean, it makes sense, you know, just from that standpoint. It's like any like company, you know, like Marvel Comics is going to focus more on the popular heroes, the ones that sell, Spider-Man, X-Men, you know, instead of, you know, people that don't sell, like, you know, Captain Marvel. You know, they tried to sell that on us. So yeah, I agree with that. I think that's probably what they're doing. It would make sense just to decanonize the entirety of Disney Star Wars, because it's all been a giant failure. And what's the point of continuing any of these storylines, any of these characters? It's pointless. So just decanonize the whole thing. They've done it before when they took the EU and they moved it to Legends. Right? Just do the same thing with Disney Star Wars. Just move it all to Legends, okay? And then start over with Heir to the Empire. Recast Han, Luke, and Leia, because, you know, Mark Hamill's a disaster and people probably want a new Luke Skywalker at this point. And move forward. Move forward with the franchise. Admit your mistakes. Okay, there's people that out there that need to admit when they were wrong, admit their mistakes, and be done. And then you might have a chance. I'm not saying that people would flock back to Star Wars. You've lost a lot of people permanently forever with your stunts that you did for the last 12 years, but you might get a couple of people back. And to me, that's where they need to go. They need to go in the direction of, hey, we're sorry, mea culpa, we apologize. Hey, here, we're going to do this thing the right way. Okay, that's what they need to do. Will they do it? No. But that's what they should do.
Yeah, it sounds like they just want to ignore it. Like, that's obviously I would love for them to Kelvin timeline this whole thing and call it the Ahsoka verse or whatever, and that's that.
Yeah.
Like what happened in the World Between Worlds, cause an alternate timeline. There you go. It's easy. I can explain it right now.
Done.
Easy. But they don't want to admit that. So I feel like the best that they feel like for them to save face is just to ignore it, even though it'd be so easy to do it. I feel like the timeline that people were really prepped to dive deeper into the stories was around the OT timeline in the wake of Andor and season 2 and how that connected well to Rogue One and then through A New Hope. And there seemed to be a lot of goodwill there, and they could have capitalized on that and Kelvin timelined it and then recast Han, Luke, and Leia and do those new stories with that. You have the expanded universe material right there. It's so easy. Why'd they have to make this so difficult for themselves to make money?
Yeah, you don't even have to use the World Between Worlds. I've said you could easily just open on
Yavin
Yavin
ways
4,
to explain it. Yeah, just
open at the Masasi temples and start zooming in while hearing clips and scenes from the different sequel trilogy movies. And then you get closer, you see Luke Skywalker in like sitting Indian style, crisscross applesauce, and he's like, he's meditating, and then he wakes up. And that was just all
That's it.
Yeah.
A bad dream.
It was all a dream.
It was all a bad dream. They did that in an entire season of Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Back in the
There you go.
70s.
Ooh, yeah.
You remember?
Right.
It was all a dream.
People are thinking this because,
All
like,
a dream.
okay, Galaxy's Edge, we finally have Han, Luke, and Leia, and then the next Tales of the Jedi is supposedly going to be Luke Skywalker, and then the only fucking comics that sell are the OG ones. The only Black series that sell are the expanded universe, like Legends. But we won't know until Starfighter. If he fucking drops that Force sensitive kid off at Rey's Academy, we know what we're getting.
Yeah. It'll tee up her movie. But look, while I don't think anybody really cares about the sequels or sequel characters, especially because numbers came out last week, numbers came out about what people are watching. They're not watching the sequels. They're watching the prequels and the OT and among other things. But they're going to remake the original Star Wars trilogy. Because let me get you excited. Someone's already doing it. They're already doing it now. Check this out.
Oh no.
This is have you seen this? This is so good.
Is this from Spaceballs too?
It's 45 seconds of the original trilogy done in cardboard. Watch this.
Luke, the Force is with you. Use it.
I'm going to blow up your home planet of Alderaan.
No!
Hear that, R2? We have to be careful.
Chewie, the marshmallow men are here.
Eat the boy!
We're in position, drawing their fire.
Wow.
Han Solo. Princess Leia. I'm having such FOMO. This is all your fault.
Punch it.
Once Vader has secured the plans, the last of the Republic shall be squashed like little ants.
Cardboard Wars is a real thing.
That's awesome.
I'd rather watch that than The Mandalorian.
Oh
Yeah,
my
right.
God.
Better than the prequels.
I'm
I see
more
Thumb Wars a
excited
bit.
about that. I love the creativity. So there was a project years ago where they did mixed media, where they redid Star Wars. They used the audio. All you had to do was make 10 seconds. So filmmakers from all over the world like claimed a certain 10 seconds and did that 10 seconds in Star Wars and made it. You can look it up. It's great. I love that. So, but this,
Hey, Chris,
one-
I got to drop, man.
Oh, you got to drop. Okay, DA.
Yep.
Appreciate you. See you later this week. I'll message you. All right,
bro.
Take
Later
care,
on, guys. Peace out.
Thanks.
There we go. One.
See ya. But Mark Hamill, a name that when you hear related to Star Wars, think Mark Hamill used to be excited. Did he help crush Star Wars?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's a story from Hollywood in Toto. I've got it here. Did Mark Hamill help crush Star Wars? You've got notes for this.
Yeah, and Blaine was right. I'm entirely done with him as Skywalker. We could just get someone who looks like him and sounds like him, a voice actor or something. Okay, Mark Hamill became more than just an actor in Star Wars. To me, he was Luke Skywalker, and I believe he failed to protect that legacy during the Disney era. Hamill barely appeared in Star Wars The Force Awakens, and how Star Wars The Last Jedi transformed Luke into a bitter, defeated figure before killing him off. Even though Hamill later criticized aspects of that portrayal, he either didn't push back hard enough or didn't have the influence fans assumed he did. Disney era leadership, especially Kathleen Kennedy, is also to blame for what I see as the franchise's decline. Sequel trilogy was inconsistent storytelling, never reuniting Luke, Han, and Leia together on screen, and producing divisive projects like The Acolyte. The franchise lost much of the excitement and goodwill it once had, even as it prepares to release The Mandalorian and Grogu. I place the blame heaviest on Mark Hamill. The way his political commentary online has become increasingly divisive, his outspoken anti-Trump rhetoric and controversial social media posts alienated fans and damaged both his image and the Star Wars brand. This is in contrast with Christopher Lloyd, who I describe as staying positive and appreciative towards fans of Back to the Future instead of engaging in political fights online. In the end, Hamill has become a symbol of Disney-era Star Wars itself, divisive, disappointing, and disconnected from the loyal fan base that once made the franchise feel like cinematic hyperspace lightning in a bottle.
What are your guys' thoughts? And there's a post that Mark Hamill, an unfortunate thing that he posted that he then deleted. And I'm not sure if you've seen this. It's actually, when I saw it, it's just so disappointing and kind of shocking. I'm sure you saw this. Just if only, and he shows a picture of, well, right here, someone redid it like this with Trump putting Mark Hamill in a
He ended up deleting it.
Yes, okay. It's all, yeah.
You know what?
Memes are all in good fun until
It
somebody
would have been
gets
better
hurt.
for Mark Hamill to just go the way of Harrison Ford, right? Like I can deal with Harrison Ford hating this franchise more than I can deal with Mark Hamill. Because here's the thing, you never hear from Harrison Ford, but you only hear from him.
Yeah.
Look, he wasn't the one who crushed Star Wars. Let's give credit where it's due. It's Kathleen Kennedy. She destroyed it. He just kind of put the final nail in it.
And by the way, Harrison Ford played the president twice in movies that I'm even aware
Get
of.
off my plane.
Yeah, and Thunderbolt Ross, right? So, but this is just so disheartening. When did it become a thing for celebrities? And Hamill's not the only one. There's other people, not going to mention their names, that do these. I don't remember. I hate to say this, you know, been alive a long time. Never have I seen people speak like this.
We didn't have social media weaponizing and making everyone target. Like Hamill, I think got broken by Disney in the sense that, like, I wish he had just said, "Oh no, fuck this, I'm not filming this." But and in that first one, especially when he says, "Well, I said to JJ, can't you just get us together in a scene together? It'll take 30 seconds." And JJ said, "Mark, it's not your story anymore." That right there would have made me want to bounce. And then by the time you get to the second one, where Jake Skywalker, and he said, "I fundamentally disagree with every choice that Rian Johnson has made about the Luke character." And then he got forced to take that back. And yeah, I think that broke him right there. And it's only been downhill ever since.
But also, we have to recognize that TDS is a real problem. Like it's a real disease.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I don't remember any of these celebrities acting this way when George Bush was president. Like, you have people say different things and speak out a little bit, but not nearly the craziness we have now because of Trump.
Well, they didn't have a megaphone like social media, like Badger was mentioning. That's the thing. I don't see why these agents don't have a protocol of like, look, you're better off like either not having social media if you're going to say anything political, or your social media is nothing but like you just sharing pictures of you doing cool shit. Like, just don't even wade into this water, because that's the thing, is it's made it so difficult for so many of us to see any of these people, because we've been inundated to death with every personal opinion on every minute little thing, that it's like you see them acting and you're just like, you just see this asshole that you see on social media instead of whatever character they're playing. And it's sad. It sucks.
My look, I'm not surprised so much that celebrities are idiots, right? Like, that's kind of a given. I am surprised though that studios let them get this far. Like, when you're a studio, this is your money they're playing with, right? These are your openings that they're messing up.
Could you imagine if Gina Carano did this shit? If this was like Biden?
Dude. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
You know, Pedro could get away with it.
She got fired for less,
right?
But if you're a studio, how do you continue to let this happen, man? And I get it. Studios are trying to fight back now and get control of their company. It's too late for that, man.
But when does it begin to ruin the movie? I haven't watched the OT in a long time. Like, I don't know if I can look at it the same.
I don't see this old guy watching it personally. I watched it the other day, and it's like I see somebody else. It's not this person.
Yeah,
he had smoother skin.
They're not the characters.
Right.
I mean,
like, you can ignore it until you can't.
Yeah.
Right.
He has not ruined Luke Skywalker for me. Luke Skywalker will always be one of my most beloved Star Wars characters, but it is sad that because we know the relationships that are possible when someone is an ambassador to their franchise, if they're appreciative of being a part of it and they want to connect with fans, and there's like so many great experiences that they can have with the fans. And it's sad to see when he's going off the deep end and really tarnishing his own image to where new fans might not want to look into Luke Skywalker anymore. And that's sad, because the character, and Luke Skywalker is an amazing character and an amazing hero. And hopefully people can separate that. But yeah, that makes it hard.
To be fair, do we know or not know if he has dementia? Because he might be losing it in his old age. You know what I mean?
I agree. He sounds very different.
Like, didn't he show up in his underwear to like one of those?
Well, it's also, does this affect his convention appearances? Like, how people feel?
Got to.
Like, and look, Star Wars Celebration is coming to Los Angeles in April of next year, 2027, for the 50th anniversary. By the way, tickets sold out like that. Fans are pissed. You can find, I didn't get tickets. I was in the queue. Everything's sold out. I was in the queue for 2 hours. I just, I live here. It'd be fun to go. Couldn't get tickets. And fans are pissed. There are videos all over YouTube talking about people's experiences trying to get tickets.
Well, there'll be a lot of shills who want to get their picture with Mark Hamill. I mean, he'll probably have a showing.
Yeah.
But it's I mean, it's at the very least, it's going to split his audience close to half. I mean, if you think about the whole half the country argument, it's like a lot of people see and hear this thing, and they're like, look, I don't even want to deal with this guy.
Yeah, he's basically said as much. Like, if you voted for Trump, I don't want you as a fan.
Right.
Well, he's always said that, though.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a Trump supporter, I don't want you as a fan. If you can go force yourself. He's said that plenty of times. You know, you can go force yourself. Yeah. I think that, like, as someone who, like, I mean, I love Luke Skywalker, but you know, Mark Hamill is a crazy person. I also love the Joker, and I think that, like, as a person, he pretty much embodies that character more than Luke Skywalker. He's a crazy leftist who really does who really, like, is an example of, you know, social media pretty much tarnishing people's view of you. And I don't think that, like, because of social media, because he puts so much out there, it's going to be very hard to garner back any type of, like, respect from fans who once looked up to you if they have lost all respect for you.
Well,
he could easily be cast, though. I don't think anyone's dead set on always having Mark Hamill play it because of his age and because of how de-aging looks so bad. I think everyone would be thrilled. I would, at least, to have Sebastian Stan or someone like that play Luke Skywalker in his prime.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Well, and if they went back and just did KOTOR or something and just separated themselves from this stuff for a while, I think we get enough breathing room. Then people will, even if he's still alive or whatever, he'll be so old at that point. Like, people will be like, let's get somebody else. And nobody will even ask questions.
Well, I can't believe this is breaking news right here, but how the turntables... I am your father reveals Trump, horrified Mark Hamill. There he is. Trump is Mark Hamill's father.
The problem is that Mark Hamill uses Star Wars himself, like, on his own. Like, if you see those commercials that he did with Barack Obama pushing that museum, was it a museum? I don't remember.
Cringe.
Yeah, he's, like, you know, using the Force to try and get in touch with Obama. So, you know, it's pretty much like one of the biggest roles that he is known for, and he uses that. So he embraces the Luke Skywalker, but he's a crazy old man at this point.
You don't get to tell half of the fan base to go eat shit and still, you know, get their money. I'm sorry, you don't get to do it. He has destroyed Luke Skywalker.
Well, let's turn to modern Star Wars. Dave Filoni he's one of the main creatives in charge of Star Wars, and he explains Darth Vader in this. Have you seen this clip yet?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it, so I'm excited to see this. Let's check.
Here we
this
go.
out.
Okay.
Wait, no, it's a few minutes here. Let's see. Darth Vader explained by Dave Filoni. It's a couple minutes, so here we go.
The key to Vader for me is that, like, he's not Anakin. He doesn't recognize that. He can't. Anything that reminds him of Anakin, he's going to destroy. So when he sees a Jedi, he's going to destroy the Jedi, because the Jedi would remind him unconsciously or consciously that he betrayed all of his friends and everything he knew and the life he grew up with. For what? For nothing. He lost everything. He made a bad trade. He was lied to, he was deceived. He can't accept that truth. So he's even farther down the path than Maul. Maul is struggling to let go of hate, but Anakin got consumed by it. If he were to face what he did, it would destroy him more. You know, I find a lot of pity for him because of what he did and the depth of his treachery. And that's Darth Vader. Anakin's trapped in there somewhere, and Darth Vader won't let him surface. And so to me, the key is not to actually give him a character. He's devoid of it because he doesn't care. Darth Vader does not care. He does not have compassion. He does not see you. He sees the thing he wants to destroy, and he will do that. It's like the same feeling you got in Rogue One when he comes down the hallway. He doesn't talk to those guys. He's going to destroy them. He has one mission, and all of his remorse and all of his anger and all of his hate is in every swing that he does. It's like that's how it resolved when he saw Ahsoka. He wants to destroy her. She, of all people, would remind him of who he was. yeah, I gotta destroy that. I can't face that. And so like Obi-Wan, he wants to destroy it. So he is a destroyer, Darth Vader, and only his son, only his offspring could make him spark, could make him see something. But at first, selfishly, you and I can rule the galaxy. That's where he goes. He doesn't come all the way back. It's a long process. So
there's like a minute more left.
It's a word salad, nothing.
Yeah.
I feel like he doesn't get it.
He doesn't. We can explain why after if you want.
Yeah. Let's watch. We'll watch the rest of it.
And the reason for that is because this is George's character. This is the backbone of the whole thing. And you don't want to do anything that interrupts that or changes that or diverts that. And this doesn't do it, because this is the price you pay when you give into your anger, when you give into that terrible side of yourself. And it should terrify all of us, because we're all capable of that depth of terror. We're all capable of doing the wrong thing, of doing terrible things. It's not something that's just for the Sith or the Jedi. And that's like, Han, he can be more selfish. I'm only in it for money. Or by the end, I'm sorry, he chooses to care about somebody more than himself. These are the lessons that George is trying to teach us and wants to show us in these stories. And so that was the important thing to reflect. If you dare to put Vader in a story, you have to do it for the right reason and then show him the right way. So
what are your thoughts?
I'm curious because isn't that Sam Witwer sitting beside him? That dude is like super passionate, into this stuff. How is he on the same page?
Did you see the face he was making, and then he stays quiet while squirming?
Yeah.
On the I was about to say, there's no way he's on board with this.
Vader
what he's saying
doesn't fight Jedi and get triggered because he sees Jedi, because it reminds him of Anakin or whatever dumb shit he just said. If anything, he makes a very conscious choice to turn into Vader and then blames all the failings on Anakin. Anakin couldn't save his mother. Anakin was led on by the Jedi who kept wanting to be the chosen one, but were hamstringing him. He believes the Jedi are corrupt. They did ask him to spy on the Chancellor. He's wiping out Jedi because he truly believes that's the right thing. And his selfishness was wanting to save Padme. Now, of course, he realizes he got sold the fucking false bill of goods there. And so he spends 20 years trying to recruit someone to kill Palpatine. But all that other shit, he just doubles down on everything. He doesn't I can't think about Anakin. That's why he tells Obi-Wan, it's the one line they got good in Kenobi. You didn't kill Anakin. I did. And now he's lying to himself there, because that's what Luke reminds him of. But by and large, that's the way he copes of it. It's the Jedi's fault. It's Anakin's fault. I'm Sith. I'm stronger. I'm going to do better. But
is this a whole explanation as to why the character of Darth Vader was used in the Maul show? Is that what sparked that?
Yeah, and why he was quiet, even though the obvious answer is James Earl Jones is dead.
So he didn't say anything?
And the last times they used AI, everyone got mad at Kenobi. But
I haven't seen this show, so he just shows up and doesn't say anything.
No, it makes he doesn't. It's actually great. Darth Maul's the best thing they've probably done over at Disney, and it's because Darth Filoni isn't involved. They had new writers, and Sam was involved in it. But yeah, no, Vader shows up because the Inquisitors can't handle Maul and the two Jedi, and it was actually really good. He's very intimidating, but also he probably would have said one or two things.
Yeah, it's just it's odd to hear. I just roll my eyes constantly when Dave Filoni opens his mouth. It's just so surface level explanations. It doesn't really feel like it truly understands what George was saying, but it feels like he thinks he knows exactly what George was saying. Like he speaks with that confidence, and it's just a lot of nothing. He's just saying surface level, superficial stuff that is pretty basic. They already know, but he thinks that it's very deep insights that he's sharing, and it's just a big word salad.
Luke is not the chosen one. George has confirmed that like 7 fucking times. Anakin is the chosen one.
Is that what he said? That Luke was the chosen one?
Someone in the chat was like, I think Luke's the chosen one. Well, you think that all day long, but George has like explicitly said that Anakin is the chosen one.
Mm-hmm. Let's hear from George himself on what he on what he thinks of Darth Vader here. Let me just play this real quick.
The real fun of episode 3 is the fact that it connects all the dots. Finally, you can see how episode 1 relates to episode 6. and how they all come together. A lot of the people that have followed the Star Wars saga over these years will obviously be interested in how Anakin becomes the man in the suit. Darth Vader became such an icon in the first film, Episode 4, that icon of evil sort of took over everything, much more than I intended. If it had been one movie, that wouldn't have happened. He would have been revealed to be this pathetic character at the end of the movie. But now by adding Episodes 1, 2, and 3, people begin to see the tragedy of Darth Vader as what it was originally intended to be. And I like the idea that the person you thought was the villain is really the victim. And that the story is really about the villain trying to regain his humanity. It becomes really the story of Darth Vader's redemption. The real fun.
Yeah. So, any thoughts now hearing from George?
Wish they had paid attention to that line.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just tired of all these characters being used for very superficial reasons. We're seeing Darth Vader again. Yay. Did we really need it? Did we need to see Darth Maul again in another show? But even though I guess it's well made, but yeah, it just seems like it's just a justification to smash action figures together without any true thought of what does this mean for the characters? Why are we doing this? What's the story motivations? Is it gonna contribute anything that will enrich the character in the universe?
Without knowing the context that that the reason that Dave Filoni is like talking about this is because Darth Vader appeared in the mall show. And he doesn't speak, and that's why he's saying all of this. Without knowing that and just hearing what he is saying about Darth Vader and then comparing that to what George is saying about Darth Vader, Dave Filoni makes it seem as if they're like two completely different people, and by doing that, saying that Vader for me, he's not Anakin, it's like, well, he is Anakin. And by making it seem like they're two separate people, you're taking away from that arc of Darth Vader.
It's not redemption then at the end.
Yeah, it's not redemption. You're taking away from it if you're saying that, oh, they're two separate people. He doesn't consider himself, he's not Anakin, blah blah blah. All that word salad that he just said. You're actually taking away from that redemption of Anakin by
Anakin's
saying
cope
those things.
When he says that, we're Vader's cope about it. When he says, well, that was Anakin, but he knows it's him.
He thinks it's a Jekyll and Hyde situation, that Vader
That's what
is suppressing Anakin. No, that's not.
No,
this is one person who can choose, who has a choice of whether to pursue good, to be compassionate, and then the other side, the selfish side, the path of the dark side. These are choices.
And by saying those two things, you're taking all of that choice away from Anakin. You know what I mean? It's just a totally different person. You're taking that away from him in order to maybe let Anakin get away with a clean slate. I don't understand why he's saying those things. By saying they are one person making these decisions, making these choices, it adds more weight to his redemption later on. And Dave Filoni saying, oh, they're two different people. No, one is, he was trying to cope. But that's not really Anakin making those decisions. He doesn't want to do that. He lost everything. He was lied to. He can't accept that truth. That's fine. That's all well and good. But you're saying that they're two different people, while also saying at the same time that Anakin's motivations are what's driving Vader. So what are you really trying to say? It doesn't make sense to me.
I think everything he says just seems to cloud the lore of it. When they did the Obi-Wan show with Vader and Obi-Wan, their rematch, what do you say? They just so they could have the line to Obi-Wan to speak that you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did. I feel like it was just in there solely because that's what Obi-Wan said later in the movie. But it's confusing how that was portrayed then, because then it makes it seem that they are two distinct entities in there, like Jekyll and Hyde. It's just a very weird, these are choices he made. He chose to go down the dark side, and he chose to save Luke and come back to the light.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like he needs to spend some more time with George and really hash things out and really be explained what's going on.
He doesn't listen to George anyway, which is why Ahsoka's still alive.
Yeah. Right.
Hey,
That's his favorite character. He said so himself.
Right.
Yeah.
This is an interesting video here. Dave Ramsey. Is this the guy that does the stock tips? I would
Yeah,
probably
I think so.
avoid him maybe. But he had some really interesting thoughts about manhood and masculinity. And this video is worth watching. We'll talk about it on the other side.
Men have been devalued and trivialized and been the villain or the clown of everything for good 20 years. You don't see a TV commercial where the dad is the hero, he's an idiot, or a sitcom where the dad is the hero, he's an idiot. The 12-year-old is the smart one, and they smart off through the whole script. And they're the brilliant one, you know. And but the dad's a doofus, and the mother rolls her eyes at the doofus that she picked as a life partner. And if you do that to any segment of the economy long enough, eventually they begin to believe it. And so we have 7.2 million men that are able-bodied, able-minded, that are not engaged in the workplace right now. They're doing nothing. They're sitting because the entire culture has said, you're a doofus, you're a buffoon, you're valueless. Manhood, masculinity is toxic by its very nature. And so you're of no value. And the problem is it's destroying not only economics, but social fabric as well. Because we do know the data on kids, particularly daughters, the cues they take from their dad are devastatingly impactful, good or bad. And so an engaged dad who builds confidence and gives their daughter hugs growing up until she leaves home, and even after she leaves home, builds a confident daughter, a daughter that is not sexually promiscuous, a daughter that finishes college, a daughter that will not be victimized in the marketplace. That comes from their dads. The data shows that. And so when the dad is not engaged, it's horrible for the social fabric. And it messes with sons too, but it's a different thing. The father wound on the son, on us sons, is different. But and it's very real. But but economically speaking, what we're doing is we've got 7.2 million of these guys doing nothing. Zero.
What do you think?
Daddy issues is always something to look out for one reason or
Right.
another. Trying to keep my baby off the pole. Or in this case, the OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it rings so true. It was that whole video is like a mic drop. It affects, I mean, there's a whole ecosystem of videos on YouTube about dating is broken. Okay. I feel sorry for anyone dealing with the current dating world. I feel sorry for everyone except for Dante. That's the only person I don't feel sorry for. He's no issues there. But I'm just saying, like, what he has to say is like, so it rings true and echoes into other problems in society, economically speaking.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, man, at the end of the day, there came a point in parenting, I think, where for some weird reason, women kind of took over the job of the man, right? There was a time when fathers would raise sons, and those sons would raise sons, and those sons would raise sons. You know, you were taught to be a certain way as a man, but then, you know, all of a sudden, you know, circa, I don't know, I'm gonna say late 90s, early 2000s, you know, there was a shift, man, and women kind of became more predominant, you know, when it comes to parenting and all this other stuff. And the baby worship began, where every, you know, child is a precious little angel that, you know, can't get a scuffed knee, right? And to guys' credit, man, I'm not going to sit here and just shit on the men. You know, we live in a weird time right now, man, for dating, right? Women have bizarre expectations, man. Like you got a Michigan 4, right, thinking she's a fucking LA 10, you know, who has these weird expectations for what she thinks her man should be, you know, 6'5", look like Henry Cavill, rich, smart, all the above. And most normal guys just don't have a shot at that. Now, on top of that, when a man tries to approach a woman, he has to worry about getting filmed and being put on social media. So there's a lot of weird things that are kind of going into, the dynamic of, men and women, but just men in general. Men, and I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, woe is men, but, it's become real trendy to shit on men, over the past like 20 years. So you have a whole generation who, for lack of a better word, are pussies. I mean, because they kind of are, but it's kind of like society created this.
That's a George Carlin bit from the 90s, the pussification of the American
Right.
male.
Yeah, I mean, that's
it's only gotten worse by design.
It's a very intentional societal push. I mean, we're at a point now where I think it's like women are over 50 to between 50 and 60% of all of the white collar workforce. That was kind of when they were talking about my Mr. Mom, review earlier. That was kind of the thing, is even viewing that movie, which was made in '83, and looking at where things are now. We live in a completely different world on a different planet, and it's been a very, very intentional societal push to kind of put men on the back burner, even in schools and stuff. I mean, if you look at our schools and how they are designed and catered, it is towards women, period. And that has been how society has been structured, and it is headed that way at full speed. And now we're at a point where, even like Dante was saying, over the past, like, at least even 10 or more years, where men are just the enemy, right? Like, it's not even just that, we're kind of sidelining them. They've been public enemy number one in a lot of ways. So this is the byproduct of pushing people down intentionally. And it sucks, but he's definitely, he's not wrong about this, and it shows. And so now the question is, like, how do we get out of this hole?
I mean, I do think what's kind of encouraging is I have seen a more recent trend of women who are asking for traditional men, real men to step up, that kind of thing, and kind of managing their expectations as well. I've been seeing a lot more female influencers who are pro men, which I don't know if it's a grift or not, but at least they're saying something about it. So I think there is sort of a shift. I mean, you're even seeing liberal women, leftist women, talk about how they don't want to date leftist men because they're wimps. So there is a slight change happening. I think the damage has been pretty done, though. Like, I mean, it might be a generation or two before we get like a society of strong men again.
Bring back male heroes. All of our heroes were killed off or made cucky or turned into Skywalker. So you got to start bringing back strong masculine characters, Reacher, shit like that.
Right. Let me ask you this question. What was the last movie you saw with a strong father figure?
Right. And especially TV show. TV shows are 100 times worse.
Shao Kahn guy.
Avatar, which is weird. That's a strong male, strong father figure. But it is very sad. And I didn't think about that. We talk about this as it relates to movies, television occasionally, but you're seeing societal effects from the same message being shoved down people's throats. And it's having a corrosive effect on society.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's the end goal of feminism. They don't want equality. They want to be better than you. They want to surpass men. And so in order to do that, let's drag them down. That's why we don't have like good father figures like we did back in the 90s. Like 90s sitcoms had really good father figures. The fathers were the head of the household. The fathers were, they would go and they would talk to their daughters as much as the wives did. But like, they had you can know those iconic father figures from those 90s sitcoms.
Even Al Bundy.
Like Al yes, Al
yeah, like
he was
a quote unquote loser because he worked as a female shoe store and owned his house and still hadn't paid off his Dodge. At the end of the day, he was still the patriarch of the family that would beat the shit out of the negative character or anyone messing with his. Let me show you the door, and then like slam him into the. It was still something.
Yeah, you had something. You had like Uncle Phil, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You had
Bill
the
Cosby.
Dad from
What a paragon.
Yeah.
the
Family Matters.
Yes.
Family Matters, the guy from Full House. You had all of those great father figures. Now you don't. And he was right. He was 100% correct when he talked about how like now in commercials, you don't really have a father figure, or the dad is like, you know, the household, like he's taking home, or he's taking care of like the chores and the laundry, and the mom's going to work. Like the roles are reversed. He was right. Like if he is in a show, like the dad's kind of a doofus, the dad's not, you know, the mom is the serious one, or, you know, the kids are smarter than the parents. Like you see that all of the time, and that is meant to drag down men, drag down the stronger in society, drag down the people that they are intimidated by. And what you get is a very feminist society that is based solely around, you know, how you feel, and that's not how you run anything. That's not how things get done. You need those strong patriarchal figures, those level-headed figures in society in order to keep it going. And feminists don't like that. They don't think that way, and they want to drag them down, and they want to be better than men. They don't want to be equal to men. That's a lie. They want to be better, and you have to drag them down, and it does have an effect on society. And when he says like men aren't really taking part in the workforce or in anything like that, well, I mean, yeah, you get shit on for 20 plus years. What is going to happen? There's going to be societal effects.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that also goes with trying to blur the gender lines, right? It's like if there's only one gender, then everybody's on equal footing, right? There's no differences between men and women if the genders can just change at will, right?
Yeah, it was.
So that was another way of destroying the man
on the nuclear family.
Yeah.
As we wrap up and go to read super chats, I want to share. Someone sent me this video. I don't know what to make of this. It's a young Asian girl. It might be Alan's daughter. I don't know.
I mean, it looks like her, but I can't tell.
I know. She's acting out different scenarios being shot in different countries. So if you're hearing this and listening, you might hear gunshots, but you really need to find this video here. We'll put a link in but check this out.
Oh my God. What the fuck are we watching?
At least it's not AI.
I just thought that was cute, and I wanted to show it for no good reason.
That is morbid.
Now I know where the gunshots came from.
Yeah, that was the gunshots. That explains a lot.
Gunshots. I was trying to cue up the clip. Sorry, everyone. Let's go to Soups.
Everybody in chat, people were like, "Elaine, are you okay?"
Yeah. So like, who got shot?
Yeah.
Okay, that explains it. Let's go to Soup starting at the top.
Mr. Tech Rat for $1.99. Just wanted to say hi to Badger. I'm a huge fan. Shut up. That's my co-host.
Oh God,
my brother.
Wow.
For $1.59 Australian. Shout out.
How?
Like $1.14 American. Mortal Kombat 2, crappy story, all over the shop editing, but watched it in a packed IMAX theater of millennials who screamed and shouted. Loved it. Also read that Kung Lao will be doing a Shaolin monk spin-off, so fingers crossed.
We'll see.
We'll see.
They said they wanted to do that. Yeah. So, that was a weird thing with me. I was on opening night in a packed IMAX, and my theater was silent. Mine was so
vocal.
It was strange.
Ours was rowdy. They were loud.
Really? Yeah, there was like one guy.
Here. Mine was pretty loud.
Oh, that's crazy. Thanks, Rob. That's great.
Andrew Cram for 10. Would it help the Mando and Grogu film if they developed the character of Grogu with his dynamic with Mando, similar to the Rock character? To Rocky character and Grace from Project Hail Mary film.
Oh, that. I mean, that would be nice. I think there'll be no evolution at all. He's effectively a baby, and he's not going to evolve or whatever. I mean,
Did you see the one clip where he's trying to get him to push a button? And he's like, no, it's next to the power inverter. No, that's the cross applesauce. And he keeps saying all these technical terms. Like, is he supposed to be a fucking baby, or is he a 50-year-old toddler? Right. What's the level of understanding?
I feel like
that's comedy.
Right. I certainly saw the attempt at it.
Yeah. Thank you, Andrew.
Valiant Renegade for $4.99. Disney's biggest box office release for May 2026 will be Devil Wears Prada 2.
Oh my God, he's right. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you, Valiant.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
That's
It's gonna
nice.
be
Toy
the
Story
big-
5. That'll be the test there.
Yeah.
Graph Web for 2. In the name of all that is holy, hashtag cancel Disney Plus and watch Darth Maul Shadow Lord before you do.
Well,
I
and
started.
also, I mean, Disney does have Spider-Man and Doomsday, so
The
Right.
first
In
episode
May.
of the Darth Maul show is on YouTube. They post the whole thing.
Spade for $4.99. Do you think Daisy Ridley will get redemption as Hayden Christensen did by fans? People hated his acting and skills and thought he ruined Star Wars.
I don't think anyone has anything against Daisy Ridley, the actress, but her character is so poorly written.
Yeah. And I think most people understand that that was George Lucas's direction. And like Hayden's on the record, like I gave him 3 or 4 different versions and he picked the petulant teenager one. And then in Ahsoka, we got to see him play it again with the Clone Wars bit of like personality. And he did it great.
I remember when they were casting Anakin for episode 2, and George Lucas said he wanted like a James Dean type. Go back and watch James Dean from Rebel Without a Cause, and he's kind of like that, a little whiny. So
Luke is whiny. That was the whole point. We go to Tashi Station to pick up some power converters. It's a character arc. A character arc.
God.
Dave Chandler for 10. I'd love to see Heir to the Empire or Knights of the Old Republic done right. The problem is Disney doesn't want to do Star Wars right. I don't trust them with anything right now. Correct.
Look at the fan films are getting so much better. I'm seeing glimpses. I saw someone did. I haven't watched it yet, but I watched the first 5 minutes of Shadows of the Empire. You know, the
Star
old
Wars Chronicles and Star Wars Legends are both going through.
And 64 game. I love that game, by the way. It was a whole media event, Shadows of the Empire. It was like
And Jedi Outcast. all
everything
those.
but the movie. It was like the novelization, the soundtrack, the game, like action figures, but no movie. So, yeah.
And just real quick, because the
Please.
sequels are not going to have the glow up that the prequels did. It's already been a decade. The prequels failed because whether you liked it or not, it still had a bunch of world building and it was new or like characters that flowed into the OT, which everyone loved, and it did nothing but add. Sequels did nothing but take away and destroy. It's never going to get the glow up.
And there were good ideas in the prequels.
Right.
You can nitpick so much. You can nitpick a lot of the prequels, but there are great ideas, innovative like character design,
which was expanded to all the expanded universe and games that we all just talked about and loved.
The world, and when you look back at the sequels, it's embarrassing. It's a rehash.
Yeah.
Anyways.
311 SE for 20. I've been watching Euphoria and it made me think of the sequel trilogy and that the characters we actually like are embarrassed, exploited, or beaten up for no other reason than to demoralize a certain audience.
Well, Dante is my Euphoria expert. I don't watch the show.
If I'm serious, if I was Zendaya, Sydney Sweeney, and Jacob Elordi, I would fire my agents for letting me do that third season. It's so bad. It's cringe.
I saw an article that OnlyFans people are mad at Sydney Sweeney's arc and Euphoria.
Giving him a bad name.
Yeah, so real whores are mad that this actress is playing a whore in a TV show.
Imagine that.
Wrap your mind around that.
Yeah.
Jan Hugh,
she's not representing whores right.
Right. She's giving us a bad name.
That's not how you take a picture of your butthole. You do it like this.
Pretty much.
Jan
I mean,
Hugh,
that's
gifted 5 film threat memberships. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean Who.
Dave Chandler for 10. The sad thing is Hamill's performance as Luke in the original trilogy is an actual progression. He goes from over-eager farm boy to flawed student to confident Jedi, and he squandered that goodwill. Yeah. Indie Shade for 2. Harrison Ford has absolutely gotten political.
Yeah, but you don't hear about it.
Right.
Yeah, and he's not.
I couldn't quote
there's
one thing.
I can't think of anything.
I can't think of anything where I feel like he crossed a line. I feel like Mark Hamill has crossed a line.
I mean, should it surprise you? He's a Democrat.
Mark Buffalo,
yeah,
Mark Hamill, and Robert De Niro. have so completely gone over that I can't see anything but their politics.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell you one thing Harrison has said.
Thanks, Indy.
Dave Chandler for another 2. Hollywood agents should call it the shut the fuck up protocol. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Lord Thoth, member for 43 months. What a loaded panel today. Like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you, Lord Thoth. Appreciate you.
Rough Rudders for $9.99. Another $2 for Alan's windshield fund. Where does it stand? I want results. Happy to have started the whole dollar donation trend back during your LA to Vegas live stream.
Yes.
Yeah,
thank you.
Alan, where are you?
We're there. We're there. In terms of the deductible is covered. So
So you're
gonna
gonna
full screen for the announcement.
will you make a
Candy
video
fund.
for members?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's great. Alan's
Here's
getting
me
a new
calling the adjuster.
Dave Chandler for 2. Steph and Nerd Cookies are lovely. Yes.
Aw, thank you.
It's all that spice.
John Wayne, 1985 for 5. Chris versus Verbal with dueling freeze frames. Who does it best?
Yeah, who does it? Is that it's still bad, right?
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
You're moving at least.
any given day.
Yeah, I don't know. If anyone knows about computers, let me know.
Yeah, look, I'm frozen too.
Me too.
Dave Chandler for 5. I'm sorry, but the worst contribution Lucas made to popular culture was the idea that anger is a bad thing. There is such a thing as righteous wrath. Right.
That's great.
The Immortal Remus for $4.99. Not all, but a majority of Gen Z are very reminiscent of the baby boomers in the 1980s, 1990s that tried to censor horror films and video games. Yeah, given everything. Yeah. Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle for $4.99. $4.99 for Alan's Break of Wind Fund. Oh, this is separate.
Wait a second.
Get Chipotle with this.
Get Alan. Come on, no. Thank you very much.
Wraith for 2. 2019 Shaft film had strong father figures. It's a complicated man.
It's so not present in movies. I notice it when I'm like, oh, was there just a kind of normal father-son or father-daughter relationship or a father that's a good father? It's rare when you see it.
Well, I think that's why Knights of the Seven Kingdom hit so hard because
Yeah.
it was actually a father-son story.
Well, I mean, even Way of Water.
Multiple
Way of
fathers,
Water,
yeah.
And men that did the right thing even when it wasn't popular. But it was the
Quality
right
male
thing.
figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Techniques One became a YouTube member. Shout out. You're green now, and we respect you more. That's just how that works.
And thanks to our mod, Lord Thoth, MK Solid, ADLS 24, Ololique on Rumble. I want to thank all everyone here today, all our panelists. I really look forward to Monday and hanging out and just showing you weird videos and fun stuff. I like to show them. Wait, here, last minute came in.
Napsky for 5. Remember the Phantom edit to remove Jar Jar Binks? We need one for Mortal Kombat 2 to remove Katana. And just be like 30 minutes.
there wouldn't be anything left after removing Katana.
Yeah, this is the movie. I do think the movie was tinkered with. Why did they move it from October to? It's weird. It's weird. That was kind of weird. But let's wrap up. Please plug your channels.
Steph, my nerdy home. You can follow me everywhere: YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter.
And this, I want to share a screen here. This is Elaine's.
Aw.
This is her Etsy. So
yeah, you can find me here on YouTube. I do sci-fi and fantasy news and analysis. And yeah, I just opened an Etsy store. I crochet a lot of nerdy things. There's some Dune and Stargate inspired items on there. And as we speak, I'm making some orange spice melange bookmarks because this week on Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, I am starting the Dune book club. We're going over the first 3 chapters of Dune. So you can check it out then as well and join the book club. We're going to discuss it live. So hopefully you can join. Yeah, exciting stuff. Thanks again.
what's the name of the shop again? It's
NC Stitchery.
NC Stitchery. So look up on Etsy, and we will put the link in the description for this show. And let's keep going here.
Yeah, Dante from Rebel Riot. Follow me, guys, on YouTube, Rumble, and X.
And
Angry Badger. We'll talk about all the things. All the things. We'll tell you what the oranges are. I swear. Swear.
Too soon.
Blaine from Criticless.com. Download it in Android and Apple app stores. Do that right now. Go review Mortal Kombat and everything else that you guys have been watching. We've been getting a big influx of people with all these good summer movies and stuff starting to come out. So definitely join us. And you can find me on Criticless Cast, specifically live on Thursday nights. We're talking about Sahara this week, which will be interesting because I've not seen that in ages. So do that. And I'm heading over to Monday Hangover on Drunk 3PO's channel right after this.
Monday Hangover, Drunk 3PO.
I already went.
Oh, that's right. Okay. All right. I'm out of it.
Yeah, Hollywood on the Rocks Friday. I guess we're gonna watch Chris vote. You're gonna put your ballot up and
no.
Look at the topic. And
we're doing a special election special on Wednesday.
When is the mayor election?
You can vote now, like mail-in vote. It's June 2nd. But
I need to order more ballots.
So you're voting for Spencer Pratt, right?
If you are in LA or you go to LA, you can vote for Spencer Pratt.
I'm voting for Heidi Montag.
We're gonna talk about it on Wednesday, and then
anybody's better than Bass.
And then this Thursday, Alan and I are seeing Mandalorian and Grogu. We will give you our out of the theater reaction, and then we will look at all the reactions online for Friday, because there's only one movie.
We can only do social reactions.
We can do that. So that's it. And there you go. So we'll see you Wednesday. Thank you, everybody. And Alan,
let's get out of here.